storytelling things, and after I met him, we bonded really quickly over two things. We bonded because we're both caregivers, but also because we both shared this very quirky, sarcastic, weird, dark sense of humor. And one of the first times that we hung out, I saw that in David. We were having a coffee, and he told me a story about back when he was a limo driver, and there had been a guy who worked for the limo company that nobody liked. The guy was just mean to everyone. He was a jerk. God, I hope he's not here. So. Anyway, we loved him. Nobody liked this guy. And so they decided to pull a prank on him after he went too far. And so they told him that there was a client that he was supposed to pick up in the limo. And they gave this guy a costume. They said, this client, he's a child actor. He's an A-lister, big name. I can't tell you who it is, but he wants to have his birthday at Chuck E. Cheese, and he wants you to show up wearing this. They've gone to the dollar store. They got him this ridiculous get-up, like this stupid leprechaun hat, and these oversized novelty glasses, and this goofy tie. They told him to paint his face bright orange. And they said, yeah, the client, you just go wait for him at Chuck E. Cheese, and he's going to show up. And so they got this guy to just stand outside of Chuck E. Cheese with his stupid freaking get-up on for like an hour, waiting for some A-lister kid who never showed up. And he said, send us a photo of yourself so we know that you're there. And so David showed me the picture on his phone of this guy with this idiotic get-up on. And I saw that picture and I said, this guy's freaking cool. I want to be friends with this David guy. So I knew that we shared the same sense of humor. But then as I got to know him more and more, I realized much more importantly that David had this really unique quality that he could combine that kind of dark, sarcastic sense of humor with a character that was absolutely pure and free of judgment. David was unfailingly kind and compassionate. You know, when he saw you, he really saw you just as you were. And he didn't care who you were, where you came from, how you lived. He saw you absolutely free of judgment, with grace and love and compassion. For David, I think inclusivity, it wasn't just a buzzword. He really put it into practice. It went far beyond just ticking all the right boxes or making sure everybody knew that he was on the right side of things. It was just something that naturally came out of him. No matter who you were, where you came from, David just accepted you, and he didn't ask questions. Put it in biblical terms, he didn't just follow the letter of the law. He followed the spirit of the law, the spirit of love and inclusion. So David and I, we would hang out with my friend Jody. Jody was a young man who I was caregiver to. He had Down syndrome. He couldn't speak at all. And when David first met Jody, too, I noticed another really unique quality about David, is that he was unfailingly curious about everyone and everything. When he got to know somebody, he saw what was unique about them, and he wanted to know more. He just had this natural curiosity. And so he met Jody, and he realized, okay, Jody doesn't speak. Cool. So he sat down and just hung out with Jody and got a feel for what's Jody's language. And he got it. Okay, Jody's language, it's body language, it's touch. And he just got people, no matter how different they were. And as he got older, he got more curious, which is a very rare quality for a human to have. Most of us just get more stubborn and stuck in our ways and curmudgeonly. I know I am. I'm much younger than David. But David, he got more open and more curious and full of grace as time went on. So one of the last times that I hung out with David, it was late last year, and it was when Jody had died. I was here in town. David and I, we would always meet up with Jody, and so I told him that Jody had died, and David and I met up for coffee in Balboa Park, and of course he just gave me a big warm hug, the real deal. We sat down and talked about it. And we talked about death and mortality. I think a lot of people know that David, he was not afraid of mortality and death. And we talked about that, and he told me, I'm going to paraphrase him a little here, but he told me, I really don't know what's on the other side. I don't know what that looks like, but I don't think it's nothingness. I don't think we just die into nothingness. I think there's love there for us. I think there's grace. There's acceptance. That's what we're going into. David, he knew that. He said that with conviction. And I believe that's true, and I believe that's what David's gone into. And meanwhile, he's left that love, that grace, that acceptance. He's left all that here for us. And I hope that we can learn by his example and try to be just as gracious and loving and accepting as David always was of us.